Hello there, welcome back to this TV Paint animation video tutorials. We're on lesson 1, part E. This is going to be covering managing configuration files and preferences, I think, and that will sort of do us. So if you're following along with the PDF manual, we're in 1-11, so page 11, lesson 1. Okay, let me just read from the manual at this point. So this is managing the configurations. A configuration contains a lot of useful information, like the layout of the panels, the interface colours, and the palettes, etc. It is possible to create several kind of configurations. For example, a configuration adapted for dual screen computer, a configuration adapted for HDTV, and another one for different interface colours. The current configuration can be saved when you quit the program, which is that little tick box we looked at a bit ago. The starting panel program allows you to manage your configuration. So we're already running. So let's quit the program, and we'll say this guy we're just saying that this bit here, and we'll say leave. Okay, let's go and relaunch it. Okay, so here we can manage configurations, and we can do, let me just read from the manual at this point, so make it a bit more clear hopefully. So when restarting TV Paint Animation Pro, the user may either create, copy or delete a configuration. You can also select their storing folder as well. To create a new configuration, click on the dedicated button in the window which first appears when the program is started. To duplicate an existing configuration, click on the copy button in the same window. A text window will appear. You may enter the name of a duplicated configuration in the text field and then validate it by clicking OK. When a configuration is deleted, all effects, brushes, palettes, shortcuts used previously will be lost. Of course, you will have saved them in advance so you can reload them. So be careful what you delete. If you only got one in there and you go and delete it, you've lost all your configurations, but you can load it later. You can go and find and load it. Right, so currently I've got default and cresshead, and my folder is my default folder, and I could change that folder. Let me tell you where this folder is if you want to go and find it. So by default in Windows, the folder location is C drive /documents and settings / your name, which wouldn't be your underscore name, it'll be your name, whatever it is, John underscore Smith, for instance, / application data / TV Paint animation. It'll be within there. Okay. For Macintosh OS X users, it will be $home directory / library / TV Paint Animation Pro or TV Paint Animation / default, and it'll be in there. That's for the OS X members. Okay, so we can create a new configuration if we want to. So we can go and say new, and we'll call this Wolf. We'll say yeah, and then we can then select which one we want to go and load. So I want to go and load up default. So I'm going to select default. We just check it. Yeah, it's definitely checked, and we're going to hit OK, and we're going to go and load it up. Right, here we go. And slowly but surely, where we go, we saw. Okay, so there's my configuration I've just loaded back up again. I will note that if you create a new one, it will go with whatever your current settings is. For instance, when I created the one called cresshead, because I'm running 2 screens, it maximises the screen space to fill both screens. Just so you know that if you ever go and try that and you find that happens. Right, let's move on to page 1-12, which is the preferences panel. I'm going to read again from the manual on this. The preferences panel is accessible via the edit menu. This function is used to set various user options which enable a reorganization of the interface. It comprises 4 tabs: general display, interface, memory and cache. I believe on a Macintosh there are 3 sections, not 4. So the Mac is a little bit different. So let's go and do that. So it said to go and find that. It's under edit main menu. So main menu, edit, preferences. Okay, and there are 4 tabs here: General, Display, Interface, Memory and Cache. So under General, we've got the language you're going to be using, which is English. You can also choose French and German. So it's got 3 languages currently supported. And yeah, happy with that. And the keyboard shortcuts, let's go and configure the keyboard shortcuts. So click on that. Okay, in the keyboard shortcuts, you've got on the left-hand pane all the keys that could be associated with a keyboard shortcut. So as you scroll through it, you can see that there are some keys that have not been assigned at the moment. And then on the right hand side, we've got all the things you could use. These are all the tools you could go and assign to something. So if I've got a spare keyboard shortcut, like I've got a whole load of them down here, so if one of you go and use the @ sign, for instance, I can go and associate that one to, oh, I don't know, something ridiculous like tint red. Okay, and I can go and assign that to that. Okay, there you go. That is basically how you go and assign keyboard shortcuts. So simple as that. So you can configure your workspace to work how you like to. So if you're using different programs and you're trying to make them all work in lines, they've all got similar type of shortcuts for your main tools, you can go and do that. And your configuration file will save that data. So you can have different keyboard mapping depending on what you're doing. So if you're doing animation, you'll have one set of keyboard maps maybe. If you're just doing still frame imaging, you might go and do something different to that. We're okay with that, and we'll just go and cancel that out. So underneath that, you've got the temporary directory. Just read that one from that. Lost where I am now. Hello. Hang on a sec. Oh yeah, I missed one thing, was you can store your keyboard mapping. So let me just cancel that out and go back to where we were. So look under keyboard shortcuts, configure. You can assign things, so I can say that K key could be the polyfill key, and I can go and assign it. I'm not going to do that, I'm just going to leave it as it is. You can also drop your file thing down here. You can load a key map up and save one, and you also got a default one, and I can clear one if I want to go and get rid of one. Okay, so that will do for that. Okay, moving down from that, we've got the temporary directory. Let me just read what it's put in here, because there's a few little notes on it. The third section of the general tab is used to define a temporary directory in which temporary TV Paint animation profiles may be stored. The directory may be modified using the associated text field or using the set button. A file navigator window then opens. The temporary files contain data relative to the current TV Paint animation procession. Data relative to your animations is also stored there. For example, at the various stages of your work necessary for correct operation of the undo and redo options. Inexperienced users are advised not to change the default location. So basically it's set to C, and we're cool. There's a little note under here: the faster data storage device of which your temporary files are stored. Sorry, the faster the data storage device of which your temporary files are stored, the faster TV Paint Animation Pro can work. Always ensure the storage device has sufficient available storage capacity. So basically make sure that the drive you have set for your temporary directory, make sure it's not near to bursting full. You need some room in there to hold your temporary files of your project you're currently working in. So keep your C drive as clean as possible. Usually when I'm working, my C drive, it has the operating system and it has the programs installed on, and that's about it. Everything else, all the data I usually create with those various programs, is on another drive, like a D drive, E drive, F drive, whatever. That way you should have plenty of room on your regarding temporary directory on the C drive, because most programs will usually use a temp directory on the C drive. Okay, the fourth section of the general tab, specific to PC users, is used to enable disable the sub-pixel mode for future drawings. This is in direct relation to your hardware, and more precisely with your graphics tablet if you're using one. In brackets they say we strongly recommend you do. All the latest models of the Wacom tablets work in sub-pixel, i.e. the tablet precision is greater than 1 pixel on the screen. Enabling this function when suitable hardware is used will allow you to use TV Paint Animation Pro drawing tools with the precision greater than 1 pixel. In the contrary case, if your hardware does not support this function, tablet management may be negatively affected, drift between the true position and position of your cursor on the screen, for example, and will deliver results considerably different from those expected. In particular, if you work with a platform of the tablet PC type or the double screen configuration. We therefore recommend you check compatibility of your hardware to benefit from this function fully. So you can try this sub-pixel thing down here, but it depends on the tablet you've got. Okay, moving over to the display tab. Actually, we won't. We'll halt here. We'll come back in a moment because we're running out of time. Come back in a moment and stop.